Well, that comment was a great way to start the show from Armando Garcia. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for helping us out. We love you, my brothers.
All right.
God bless you both. Well, we appreciate that. And it's certainly easier to take that coming off a day where Terry's best bets and his recommendations, I don't know, pay close to $1,000 total, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. So it's, I think since we've gone to this $100 thing, I would like to go back. We haven't done it. We probably should and review it. But my guess is that we're both well into the plus ROI columns in there too. Cup of coffee won the race too, was up there, but lost. Yes, indeed, that one horse. It's a top pick for both of us. Maybe that's a good way to go when we both agree on a horse. Either fade it or play it, but nothing in between.
That's right.
It's either going to win or it's going to run off the board. I'm not quite sure which one.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. There was another race that I really got disappointed. I forget which. I think it was the third or fourth race, and my top pick was 9-1. Led till mid stretch, got caught by the hard favorite. And the hard favorite passed it, and then mine came back and passed the hard favorite, and then they went head-to-head the rest of the way. Hard favorite beat me by a head.
Well, that happens, unfortunately. I got knocked out of a pick four, many of them by a head with the third or the fourth pick. All right, today's free track is over at Finger Lakes. Make sure you head on over to Guaranteed Tip Sheet. There is a link in the description below so that you may get that. Got busted, top pick in the first race. Best bet may have run already. I'm not sure. 11:20 probably has. Don't know how that's performed. But I do know that we are about to get started at Churchill Downs. Before we get cooking there, when the show is over, head over to horseracingtoday.net. You'll find a replay of the show along with all of our notes right here, right there in the middle. You'll see the picture. Click on that. While you're there, kindly hit on the HRT gear button right here in the menu. Bring yourself over to our store. And right now you get 15% off, as they say in Philadelphia, everything. Terry. All right. Let's get started with race number 1 at Churchill Downs today.
Okay, it's a 7.5 furlongs. It's a maiden claiming race. $20,000 claiming price, a purse of $42,000 for maidens, fillies, and 2-year-olds.
Hey, Terry, how are you today? I earned money yesterday. Thanks to you. Thank you very much. May God, well, we're getting a lot of blessings from God. Certainly, Lord knows we can use some of those. 7.5 furlongs. On that main track. A little bit of rain there today. Does favor some early speed. So far, there's only been 2 races at the weird distance. One of them went wire to wire. The other was a co-pilot. Both of the wins came from the outside positions, 8 and out. In race number 1, 1,000 simulations to see who has the best chance to get to the lead. That's right there. Pretty clear which one looks like it'll get that shot. C-Zone, we're looking for horses where we take their best race, overlap our projected race shape, see how closely this one matches their best performances. Q30, anything above 30 is what we're looking for. Par plus in our 1,000 simulations. How many times the horse ran a speed figure of at least 74 or better? That is the Brisnet speed figure. And then finally, we're looking for simulation odds to be lower than post-time odds. So we buy horses on sale. Terry, at the start of the race, it looks like there's a clean-cut winner, at least at the start.
Yep, that 2 shows all the speed in the world, and with a good break, should get out there and go right to the front. And I think going to lead all the way. The 1 has an overlay of 9-1 to 12-1. 5 has an overlay from 7-1 to 10-1. 9's overlay is from 7-1 to 8-1, and the 10's overlay is from 7-1 to 10-1. All but the 1, 3, and 8 have par plus numbers. 5 has the best C-Zone. And also, if you take a look at that 2, it's got a fantastic 70% Q30.
I'm looking at the race shape here in race number 1. 10 horse, giving it a go for the first time, hence all those hashtags over here. 2 horse, the only one showing any interest in being forward. The 2, 4, 6, and 9 have been closers. 1, 3, 5, and 8. This horse is not within 5 lengths of the winner at the finish line so far in their careers. Early speed does look like Citizen Judy. That one's 12 points. Every 5 points equals about 1 length. About 2.5 lengths faster than everybody at the start. The end of the race, it does look like Evelina does have the most late speed. Can be right there in the beginning too, maybe in that stalker position. It is our top total pace horse. These 3, the 2, the 6, the 4, have a 10-point advantage over the rest of the experienced horses. So maybe take those 3, throw in the first-time starter, and you have a shot, Terry. What are your thoughts?
Well, I like to Citizen Judy. She drops in class today, has the highest last speed rating, has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 22% of the races when taking blinkers off. Then I like the 6 as my second choice. She has the best start speed and of today's starters, and she has a good 4 furlong workout on November 8th. Teg War is the 4, my third choice. She finished poorly in her last race, but she broke out at the start and was bumped and drops in class today. And she has a high percentage winning jockey. I expect her to do a little better today. And the 5 is my long shot. She drops in class today, should improve while returning to dirt, has a trainer, wins 25% of the races when taking a horse from a maiden to a maiden claiming race. No additional bets for me here.
I'm going to start off with that 2 horse. I think it gets to the front and could be very difficult to catch. The 10 horse, Bonita Song. Well, you have to have this one in here because this is the first timer versus a bunch that haven't been anywhere near par for this level yet. The 6 horse, Evalina, been well bet in both of its races. If it can rebound back to its debut, gives her a chance. Solid works. And then finally, the 1 horse. I'm going to take a little bit of a shot here as the lone pure maiden special weight dropper, making her second career start. So plenty of room for upside and does have some untapped potential. We have a $100 budget to spend however we wish. $5 exacta for me. I'm going to put the 2 on top over the 1, 6, and 10 and hope to catch a price behind it. I was kind of hoping the 2 wouldn't go off as low as the odds are right now, 3-2. I was hoping with some of the first-time starters and second races here that we might catch a little bit of a price, but it doesn't look like the case. So we're waiting just for a couple of horses to get involved into the gates here, and we'll be off and running. I mentioned it was raining a little earlier in the day. The sun is out. It's shadowy. So I'd expect that you'll see some the track run fast today. They're off and they're running. And right now, the 2 horse, along with the 10 horse, it looks like, have made their way to the front. The 10 horse, I think the 10 horse got to the front. I can't really tell, to be honest with you. No, that's the 3 horse. Real Mischievous that has found the front. So the 2 horse, the one we had hoped would get to the lead, did not. 3 horse showing something that hasn't showed before. Front running style. The 2 horse, the favorite, is running in second place right now. It's closing in on the 3. The 5 horse right there in third. The 4 horse in fourth. Kind of hard to tell where after that. They're coming down around the corner. The 3 horse continues to still hold the lead. The 5 horse has moved up into range. Parisian Light to strike on that 3 horse. Looks like he's running pretty well right now. The 2 horse hasn't been asked to run yet, but I don't know that he's going to run. So to the outside of that is the 6 horse. Down around the turn they come as they make their way for home. The 5 horse has taken over. Looks like, I don't know who's taking over the lead here. Tough to tell if that's the 2 horse or the 6 horse. I don't know. The 1 horse, that maiden special dropper, is the one that's going to win this race, it looks like, Terry. And that's a horse that you should always have in your picks. And he is going to be your winner. I should have did my my normal one, the exact key box. The 1 horse is your runaway winner. 1, 2, I think 5. And the 1 horse going off at 10-1.
Well, you got the exacta, though.
Yeah, but I didn't. I didn't do exactly.
Oh, you didn't do a box. I thought you did a box. So.
Yeah, ordinarily I do, but I didn't today because I felt like the 2 would get the lead and not give it up. And it's what happens when you change your styles, Terry.
Yeah.
Should have did it. Would have had a $22 winner on top. Would have made probably all my money back for the day. But hey, I would have for sure made all my money back for the day.
Yeah,
El Stupido does stupid things. Anyway, that's the way it works for me always. I don't know why it's like that, but it just is. It's just like whenever I lose a pick 4, I'm always the horse after my picks. Like I'll go 3 by 3 by 2 by 3, and it'll be the 4th horse in one of those legs that gets me. Yeah. Race number 2, what's the situation here?
Okay, it's 7 furlongs. It's a claiming race, $32,000 claiming price. The purse $62,000 for 3-year-olds and upward.
And at 7 furlongs, what you're looking for with that extra half furlong is tactical speed. 21% go wire to wire. There is a little bit of a rail discount for Went West. 2 and 3 is the best place to be. 4 through 7 is small discount as well. And then 8 and out is fair. Jerry, this is a pretty short field. I think only 4 horses. So speed could be really important here. And it looks like they're all going to be competitive at the start.
Yeah, it's anybody's guess. They all have similar speeds, and with the scratch, it also takes out the only overlay that I saw. So then we need to go to the par plus, and they're all got some kind of par plus numbers. And then all of them have comfort zones, and most of them are in the green. And then you have the 6 and the 2 that show Q30s, 6 being 50%.
Mm-hmm. As far as our race shape is concerned for the second race, we're looking for the 3 horse to be perhaps a lone E. 2 and 6 showing some versatility in their careers. The 1 wants to close. So at the start of the race, it does look like President Z might be the fastest of the bunch. At the end of the race, it looks like Went West is the fastest at the end. Pretty competitive start. Not so competitive at the end, just the 1 and 2 showing some late speed. Those 2 are your top total pace horses. 13 points better than the rest of the field. One of those 2 is probably your winner, Terry. Which one do you think it might be?
Well, I like the 1 West West. He won his last race, has a high speed last race speed rating, and his best start speed is fast among today's starters. The 6 Fort Warren is my second choice, drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 24% of the races in the second start a horse he trains competes in. And then number 2, President Z is my third choice. He has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 23% of the claiming races that he has a horse that he trains runs in, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. The 3 is my long shot background. He has a trainer, wins 26% in the first race after claiming a horse, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. It's a wide open race. I'm going to play my first pick for Miami Vice, Don Johnson. So I'm just going to go all in the first race, and then I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the second leg, and then 1, 8, and then finish up with a 3, 5, $40 ticket.
I'm going to think the 1 horse has probably got a good chance to win here, too. Only 4 horses, and they're better pace, better fractions. Top last race speed figure, 7 points better than the next. The 2 horse is the simulation favorite, has the top par plus score in there. The 6 horse Fort Wire could be your front runner in here, top C zone. So horses that get to the front like to be there. Third up, a plenty of black class and has a strong C zone. And finally, someone's got to be 4 out of 4. So I made it background. Could be a little bit moisture in the track today. Best runs have come with a little bit of moisture in the track. I'm just going to take the 1 and 2, those 2 top total pace horses by a long shot over the rest. Hope that one of them wins it. 1, 4, 6, and then I'm going to go 4 by 4 on the back end. 1, 4, 7, 8, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm a little worried this one could be a bit chalky, and we end up getting back less than we wagered. All right, race number 3 is what is next in this 9-race card today. Terry, what are these 2-year-olds running for?
Well, we're going to stretch out to a mile 16th, and it's a maiden race, $92,000 purse. It's for maidens 2-year-olds.
And at a mile and the 16th, where we'll have, I think, 3 races today out of the 9. 21% of the time, the horse that gets to the lead keeps the lead all the way to the finish line. Tactical speed otherwise is the best place to be, middle 4. There's a little bit of a rail discount for Cole Moon. The rail is fair. 25% have gone wire to wire. Early speed is the way. I was looking at race number 2 again. 2 and 3 get a bonus. The rail is fair. 4 through 7 a discount. 8 and out is fair. So looks like if you're on the inside 3 at the distance with a little bit of speed, it could be to your advantage, Terry. Any of that on the inside?
Well, all of them but the 5 show some speed. The one that has the most speed is that 7 on the outside, followed up by the 3, and then the 1 inside. So really, if the 7 gets a good break, it should get to that quarter pole first. 4 is the only overlay I see in here. It's about 8 to 5, 4 to 1. All but the 2 and 7 have par plus numbers, and the 1 has the only C zone. It's a 40%, which isn't too bad, and the 2 has a 38% Q30.
Yeah, in that second race, Barry Knight saying, shouldn't we take the longest shot on the board? That is from Stephen Fielder. If you look up on our YouTube channel, I think the 2 horse is the longest shot on the board. At least it was early on there. It looks like the 3 horse might be with our simulation odds. Yeah, he says that's what you should play, particularly in the contests.
Yeah, in the contest, but for me, I'm going to go all because you just never know in those races.
Mm-hmm. You never can tell. So we look here at the shape for race number 3. All these horses here have not been within 5 lengths of the leader at the finish line. The that one's been a pressure horse, so riding in that shotgun position might be the right spot to be. 4 horse, a closer. At the start of the race, it is pretty competitive, except for the 5 and the 6, everybody within 7 points. So if you get a little bit of delayed coming out of the gates, you could be first or you could be struggling. At the end of the race, Baby Max has the most late speed along with Lured Away. Those two will be closing for sure. Coleman to 1 horse. That won't be too far off that. At the end of the race, Baby Max is your top total pace horse, 5 points better than the next. So if that's the case, that one should definitely be within 5 lengths, maybe a 1-length winner today. Terry, what say you?
I like the 1 Cole Moon. He ran second versus similar in his last race. Best start speed is fast among today's starters, and he has a high percentage winning trainer. Then I like the 2 as my second choice. Ran second versus similar in his last race. Has a high percentage winning trainer as well. Number 3, South Bend Tom is my third pick. He has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 23% of the races when taking blinkers off a horse he trains. And then the 5 is my long shot, Lured Away. He ran second in his last race, has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 18% of in the second route race. A horse he trains competes, and no additional bets for me here.
I'm going to start with the 1 Cole Moon here in race number 3. Let me change that. So that's correct. Cole Moon, only horse in the race that has a par race on its resume. Top last race speed figure, 9 points clear of the next closest horse. Baby Max, the 6 horse. I'm going to take a little bit of a shot with the top total pace horse. 5 points clear of the next closest horse. And with second race improvement, aside from the 1 of all the other experienced horses, the best chance to come somewhere remotely close to what it takes to win at this level. Does have a very solid workout between races, and it just get off to a little better start today. Baby Max could be in your winner circle. Gallo de Fuego is our simulation favorite, the 4 horse. It's also the best par plus in the race. 7, Super Snoop. That one has the most early speed, 51% chance to get to the front. That might be enough, especially with second race improvement, to get to the front, stay to the front, and never see the backside of a horse. I think the 5's got a really good shot to take this race. So I'm going to do 15 to win, 10 to place on the 1, just in case. A 50-cent trifecta box with the 1, 4, 6, and 7. Because they do got some prices with the 6 and 7, and if one of them comes home the winner, the trifecta should play plenty. Yeah, and if I had done my normal bet with the exacta trifecta with the exacta key box in the opening leg, the 1, 2 pay 29.34. So they've basically been up 50%, but if is the biggest word in the English dictionary, right?
Mm-hmm.
Race number 4 is next for us, Terry. Another one of these maiden races today.
It is, and it's shortening up to 5.5 furlongs. Maiden claiming race, $30,000 claiming price. It's a $50,000 purse for maidens, fillies, 2-year-olds.
So 5.5 furlongs, as you might suspect, on a track that's otherwise known to be speed track. Speed does win. The speed limit, well, it used to be the speed limit. 55% of the time, the horse that wins goes gate to wire. There is a rail bonus for Dina's Girl. 2 and 3 discounted. 4 through 7 also get a bonus. 8 and out discounted as well. So a little bit of an accordion effect. Terry, if you're on the inside or in the middle with speed, well, particularly on the rail, you have a good shot to take this one wire to wire. Where is the speed at?
Well, inside, the 5 has the most speed, but it has a lot of speed compared to the 10. And I mean, the 10 is almost as close. They could go head to head, but I think the 5 has a little bit of advantage since it's not way on the outside in a short race like this. Then the 1 has an overlay from about 6 to 5 to 7 to 2. The 5 has an overlay from 3 to 1 to 8 to 1. None of them show any par plus numbers. And the 10, 6, 1, and 3 show C zones, and the 10 also has a nice 40% Q30.
Yeah, a lot of these horses don't make in their first start, so that's important to keep in mind. As the data is not as reliable when horses have not run. You can see a lot of them here definitely getting started. Of the horses with experience, the 5 and 10, they want to push forward. The 1, 3, and 6 so far not within 5 lengths of the winner at the finish line. At 2, 4, 7, and 8. They're going to be, well, testing it out for the first time. Of the first-time start of the horses with experience, the 5-horse, Me Little Frost Girl, that one has the quickest of the bunch. A little bit of an edge over the rest, but you never know in round 2. Late speed, that one's going to go to the 1-horse, Dinah's Girl. About a 12-point advantage over the rest. Should be in the shotgun or right in that early middle group there. So good chance to use those legs at the end of the race to get into contention. Top total pace horse is the one of the experienced horse, 5 points better than the next. Looking at here, Terry, something has to come out of there. And, well, what do you think?
I like the 8. She's a first-time starter whose sire wins 31% of the races with first-time starters. And she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then I like the 1, Dinah's Girl. She finished 3rd versus Tupper in her last race. Drops in class today, has the highest last speed rating, and the rail post winning in 19% clip. And then the 10 is my 3rd choice, Bella Victoria. She finished 3rd versus Tupper in her last race. Drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 28% of the maiden claiming races. He has a horse that he trains, competes in. And then the 7, Next Agenda, is my long shot. She's a first-time starter as well, whose sire wins 16% of the races with first-time starters. And her dam has 3 winners from 4 starters, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. No additional bets for me here.
One thing to consider when all these horses are making their first start, this is what's going to be coming shortly. So we're looking at the chances the horse has a par race so far. You can see here, none have hit par. The 5 horses come the closest, 2 points below. So with some improvement, can absolutely get there. When none of the horses have hit par, you might want to consider more strongly than usual the first-time starters. And over here, we got our 3-point system. Again, so I've gone in and put it in. This will be in the reports that we'll be having available sooner than later. It gives you the rating, the score right here. And this one also had a back bullet. You know how I like those workouts where the horse in the past has had a pretty good workout, and that's the case with the 8-horse. So I'm going to go with Shancelius. I think that's how you pronounce that one. Wesley Ward horse, 2.9 out of 3 stars. Best works, in my opinion. 7-horse, Next Agenda. Very strong breeding. Decent workouts as well. Dinah's Girl showed better 2 and 4 furlong pace in the last with faster fractions. So signs that this horse is coming to life. And then finally, the 4-horse, Nola Louise, another first-time starter. Was a tough call over to 2, red zone for me. But the trainer hits at a much better rate the first time around the track. I think this has a chance for an upset. So I'm going to go 1, 4, 7, 8 in a 50-cent trifecta box as my play for this particular race. Let's see. We got Tafum. We'll get to Terry in just a minute, Tafum. So hold your horses there, my friend. Uncle Terry and Cousin Rich. Your best bet needs to. Yeah, I know. Let's go down here. Terry, waiting for the best bets. The best bets are coming for Terry. All right. So to make sure you don't miss our bets or anything else, Terry, what's a wise thing folks can do?
Well, you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the little bell so you're notified about all of the different programs we have. And then copy the link at the bottom and share it with everybody you know so they can come check us out. Go to our social sites such as X, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Threads at Horse Race, the number 2 day, and give us a thumbs up and a like. That really helps us out. Keep those comments and picks coming, just like Tayfun and Barry Knight and the rest have done today, and that helps us out also.
If you're watching right now, if you haven't done so on YouTube, subscribe, give us a thumbs up, retweet on Twitter if that's where you're watching, so folks can also join in for the back half of the card, starting with the middle race, race number 5.
That's right. Race number 5 is a 6 furlong race, and it's claiming $16,000 claiming price per $31,000 for 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won 2 races.
For 6 furlongs, which we're looking for, our profile of a winner does favor tactical speed, so horses that are middle forward. A good chunk, still 28% win, wire to wire. Post positions, really no big edge or disadvantage anywhere. So just as long as you have a little bit of tactical speed in race number 5, you have a pretty good chance, Terry. So in the 5th spot, any particular horse stand out at the start?
Not really. They all have speed here, as you can see, and 2 or 3 of them are really close to one another, so it's anyone's guess. None of them show an overlay that I can see. And then the 5, 3, 1, and 6 have the par plus numbers. All but the 3 and 4 have C zones.
And race shape tells us for the 5th race, the 6-horse Lone E, maybe. Everybody else middle back, predominantly closers. The track bias favors early speed. The race setup favors early speed. Who has the early speed? Well, the 6-horse is going to be right there with the 1, Jam and Justice. A little bit quicker than the 1, but not considerably quicker than the 6, the 3, or the 5. So it should be 6 and 1 early on. See if the 6 can clear the 1. At the end of the race, JJ's Ranger, which should be in the mix too early on, a lot more late speed than the rest. That should grade out as your top total pace horse, 13 points better than anybody else. According to this, the 5-horse should be jogging in the park and kind of easing up at the end of the race with the easy win in race number 5. Terry, is that how you see it?
Yeah, I do. I like the 5 JJ's Ranger won his last race, has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 30% of the claiming races. He has a horse that he trains, competes in, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. Lend it to Lumi. Tulumi? I don't know. Anyway, that's my second choice. Finished 3rd versus Tougher in his last race. Drops in class today. Has the highest last speed grading. And then Rewire, the 4 is my 3rd choice. Has the highest speed figure at today's distance. Best start speed is fast among today's starters. I like the 1 is my long shot, Jam and Justice. She drops in class today and blinkers are added. I'm going to play a $4 exacta. I'm going to use the 5 on top with the 1, 3, 4.
The 5-horse really good chance to win this race. With the smoked around the track last time, showed better early pace, better early fractions, and had that top total pace, 13 points clear of the next closest horse. Everybody else is going to have to improve a lot or this one regress. Lend It To Me, the 3-horse, only one of 2 horses that have actually hit par on their recent resumes. All of the race internals were better last time out, and a little bit of a drop in class today. The 6-horse, Untroubled, a long shot there, 15 to 1 morning line, is that Lone E horse that we saw in the race shape. And that one should get to the front. And many times we see horses that are Lone E's get to the front. They don't give it up. Rewire, the 4-horse, the last selection for me, the only other horse aside from the 3 that has hit par so far. Very consistent performer around par. So the other ones are going to have to beat it. It's not just going to lay down on the track today. No bets for me as we move to race number 6 to begin the late pick 4. And it looks like a lot of activity from Terry there. So I'm suspecting his best bet as well.
Yeah, that's true. And we're going to stretch out to a mile and a 16th. It's an allowance race, $50,000. Purse $72,000 for fillies and mares 3-year-olds and upward, which have started for a claiming price of $50,000 or less, or which have broken their maiden in a maiden auction race and which have never won a race other than a maiden claiming starter or a waiver claiming.
That's a lot.
Yep.
It's kind of like waiting on the line for a roller coaster, because when the race comes and goes, it'll be over in a flash. I think this is the second one we'll see at a mile and a 16th today. Again, early on, we mentioned early speed is the best way. 1/4 of the horses win on the front. The rail is fair. 2 and 3 get a little bit of a bump. 4 through 7 get discounted. 8 and out is fair. So if you're on the inside or on the outside with some early jets, you got a good chance in race number 6. Terry, competitive start it looks like here.
It is. They all show a lot of speed. And so it's another anyone's guess race. It's pretty hard to tell, although if the 5 gets a good break, it could get to that quarter pull first. 1 shows an overlay 11 to 1 to 12 to 1. The 2 has a very small overlay 9 to 5 to 2 to 1. And the 5 has an overlay from 4 to 1 to 6 to 1. All but the 1 and 3 have par plus numbers, and all of them have C zones.
Yes, and all of the par plus numbers over 50%. That means more than 50% of our simulations, today's race will look a lot like their best performances. I'm looking at race number 6, race shape. Wow, look at that. It looks a lot like the last one. Most everybody wants to be middle forward in this case. You do have a Lone E with the 6, but should get a lot of pressure from this group right here. They all go crazy early on. The 1 horse, the lone closer, could benefit if it has the late energy to do it. Speed of the speed belongs to the 2, not the 6. So the 6 could be false speed. If it gets to the lead, could fall off. Pretty easy. The late speed in this case belongs to Low Country Magic. So if the 6 does get to the lead, look out. Has the legs to finish the race off. Top total pace horse. You got 2 of them that are 5 points better than the rest. The 2 and the 5. Top 4, about 7 out of 10 winners. A little bit more than that coming out of that grouping. Terry, share your grouping with us.
Yeah, well, the 2 is my pick of the day, Windy Walk. I'm going for a hat trick on pick of the days. Going for my 3rd one in a row. She has won 2 races in a row and now goes for a hat trick, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Lucy Got Game, the 7, is my second choice. Won 2 out of her last 4 starts, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey too. Number 6, Low Country Music, my 3rd choice. She ran 2nd in her last race. Her best start speed is fastest among today's starters, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Wee Bit of Mischief is the 4. She won her last race. Her best speed is close to the average winning speed. I'm going to play the last pick 4. I'm going to use the 2-7 with the 1-2-10 with the 2-6-7-8 with the 4-6-8-10 $48 ticket, and then I'm going to bet 16 win 20 to place on number 2, $6 exacta 2 on top with the 4-6-7. I'm going to bet a $2 daily double, the 2 on top with the 1 through 9. I'm going to bet a 50-cent pick 3, 2-7 with the 1-2-4-7 with the 2-6-7 and 8.
So this is race number 6. Terry's best bets in here. When the show is over on YouTube, if you click on the more in the description, we will timestamp every race so you can come back. There's a lot to digest in there with all those numbers. You can come back and go to race number 6 just by clicking on, you'll see blue, the timestamp. Just click on it. It'll take you right to race number 6. For me, in the 6th spot, 2 horse, probably the one to beat in here. Windy Walk did win 2 races in a row, won 3 out of 5 at Churchill Downs, ran off the board in the other 2. A little bit of concern for me that the horse has a pair of peaks races in a row. So there is room to regress in this spot. Number 7, Lucky Got Game. That's the 2nd choice for me. Moving up the speed ladder, the only time this horse ran at Churchill Downs, it did so magnificently, winning in a blowout with Top Seasonal. Low Country Magic, that 6 horse. Man, we got the same 3 up front right here. Chance to be the lone speed. If it does, we saw that it has the late legs to close it out. Does have a bullet workout in the mud between races, and the top last race speed figure, 3 points better than the next. Crazy Cam, the 5 horse, that one says its resume should look a lot like the last race. And that last race, quite frankly, would be good enough to win this one. I'm not so confident in just the 2 horse by itself, so I'm going to go 4 by 3 by 2 by 4 in my pick 4. It does work out to $48 as well. We have a little bit of time to go to the next race, right, Terry?
Yeah, there's about 3 minutes.
About 2 minutes. All right. Well, instead of doing that, let's go back and rewind. Today's free track at Guaranteed Tip Sheet is Finger Lakes. There is the link in the description below. You can kindly use that. I almost forgot. Happens sometimes. Again, when the show is over, you can find all of our selections, our comments, race replay at horseracingtoday.net. Kindly head on over there. You just click on the link and then voila, it'll all show up for you. Nice and easy. There will be the replay. And then while you're there, please hit the HRT gear and get 15% off of, as I mentioned in Philadelphia, everything, Mr. Terry.
That's right.
All right. So let's see. We have 1 minute to go. So in that 1 minute, Terry, there's probably something folks can do to make sure they don't miss anything that we do.
Well, they need to go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel and go ahead and hit the bell. That way they'll get notified about all our programs. We have a lot of special programs that come up, especially around the big race days like Breeders' Cup and so forth. And go ahead and copy that link at the bottom and share it with everybody you know so they can come and check us out too. Go to our social sites at Horse Race the number 2 day. Give us a thumbs up and a like. That really helps us out a lot. And keep those comments coming like Private Ross 99, Barry Knight, Tayfun, so forth, and give us the picks because we really enjoy to see it.
Mm-hmm. Well, in that opening race, the 1 horse finished second at Where is that over here? So it went, I think it went 6, 1, and then 3, and then the 2. Race number 2, how did that one go? It went 1, 3, 5. And then in the third race, how did we do in that one? That one went the 4-horse one. It went, so the 7-horse one went 7, 4, 5, and 3. So the superfecta in that box and the superfecta paid $9.17. Not a whole lot. The trifecta paid $25.12. So definitely some money to be found in those Finger Lake picks. So head on over there. Again, there's a link in the description below. Free picks every single day at Guaranteed Tip Sheet. So you can use that to your benefit.
Yeah, and I think Tayfun's asking if we're doing Churchill tomorrow again. And no, Tayfun, we're not. We're going to do Aqueduct tomorrow. So
yes, indeed. All right, let's see. Where are we at with Churchill now? So are they lining up yet? It just disappeared on me. What the hell? Churchill down, so they must be off and running. Yes, they are running in race number 2. And right now in race number 2, the 3 and the 6 are on the front. The 6 horse is your favorite. The 1 and the 2, they are in chase position right now. And they went through the opening quarter in 22.3 seconds. So they're going pretty fast. The race is 7 furlongs. We'll see if they're going too fast. Yeah, the 3 horse, the 6 horse, they're moving along pretty well. The 1 and the 2 trying to get involved. So far, not successfully. The 2 horse is moving a little bit better than the 1. That 1 hasn't really been asked to run yet. They're both going to try to go wide. I don't know if either one of them is going to have the legs to do that. Looks like they're really both having a hard time closing. It's funny. I went to 1 and the 2, and they're both going to finish 3rd and 4th, maybe. I don't know. They're struggling like hell to get up there. It looks like the 6 horse is going to win. That one should have went with the long shot. As you mentioned, Barry, that's the one to go with. It looks like he's going to actually eke through on the rail. Yep, the 3 horse is the one that came home the winner. How funny is that?
yay.
9-2.
Started my pick 4 then because I went all.
And that's the way that one starts. So we're going to go off to race number what?
Race number 7.
Number 7? Is that what we're doing now? All right. Race number 7. Take it away, Terry.
Okay, well, race 7 is a 6.5 furlong race, and it's a claiming race, a $25,000 claiming price, purse $56,000 for 3-year-olds and upward.
So 6.5 furlongs. This race should give the edge to horses with some early speed. Again, about 25% of which get to the front, stay there. There's an inside to outside bias. If we're at 8 or higher, it's really tough to win. No, there's not 8 horses in this race, though. Well, there is more than 8 horses in this race. So be careful if you're on the outside wearing the 8 or the 9. They really struggle to win, Terry. Who's going to get to the front?
Well, it looks like the 7 and 9 has all the speed, all but 5. But the 5 shows some kind of speed, but that 7 and 9 are pretty close to one another. They could go head to head to that quarter pole. That 2 has an overlay from 5-2 to 4-1, and the 7 has an overlay from 8-5 to 5-2. All but the 8 show par plus numbers, and all of them show C zones.
As far as our trip notes are concerned here for this race, well, everybody's kind of in the middle, kind of all bunched up there. So tough to tell who's going to do what. Early speed does have an edge. So if that's what you're looking for, the 7, the 9, the 2, you got to be careful for those outside horses. The 2 horse, 3, they're on the inside. They should compete. A lot of competitiveness early on, very tight. At the end of the race, having some late speed could be useful. Solidify the 4 with the most of it. 6 points clear, a Summer Splash. That one could be at the very back of the pack early, so it's going to have to weave its way through traffic. Our top total pace horse here is indeed the 7. Brighter days ahead. 6 points better than the 4, 2, and then the 1 and 3 kind of work their way in there. So top 4, 7, 4, 2, 1. Terry, who are your top 4?
Well, I like the 1 Summer Splash. He's won 3 races out of the last 6 starts. The rail post winning 18% clip, and he has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. Then the 4 Bitter Days Ahead is my second choice. He's won 2 races in a row, goes for a hat trick now, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. 2 Top Gun Tommy has been competing in Southern California, earning the best start speed among today's starters, actually tied with another, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Number 4 Solidified is my long shot. He has finished in third in his last 2 races, drops in class today, and he has a high percentage winning trainer. I have no additional bets as I'm out of money.
I think the one that's going to win this one is a 7 horse. Is that top total pace horse? Brighter days ahead. Should be your pace setter. Bennett, plenty of back class to reach into for its second start after a layoff. Summer Splash, the next horse for me, off since August. Plenty of good works prepping. First up record's a little bit iffy. Tallahatchie Bridge, the 5 horse, taking a shot. Third start after a layoff. Closer that has a high-end upside. And the trainer wins 19% of the time off the claim. Finally, the 2 horse Top Gun Tommy does come in from the West Coast. The numbers are there. They're good. But the workouts so far at Churchill Downs are suspect. And if you remember when we had on Mike Smith, the Hall of Fame jockey, said how they train at Churchill Downs, how they race at Churchill Downs.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully that's not the case for the 2 horse today, if that's the one you're backing. Race number 8, 2 races to go. The beginning of the late daily double. Terry, what's the first leg all about?
All right, it's a mile 16th. It's an allowance race, $30,000. It's a purse of $56,000 for 3-year-olds and upwards, which have started for a claiming price of $30,000 or less, and which have never won 3 races.
For the third time today at $1.16, early speed, 1 out of 4 wins on the front. The rail is fair for Rousette. 2 and 3 get a bonus, 4 through 7 a discount. 8 and out is fair again. So early speed, probably the most important thing in race number 8, Terry. And boy, the 8 horse looks like it dominates that.
Yeah, that 8 horse has all the speed in the world. And I think that 8's going to get out there. As long as it can get a good break and the jockey makes the best decision, it's going to get to the front. Number 5 has got an overlay from 5-2 to 8-1, and 7 has an overlay from 3-1 to 6-1. All but the 3 show par plus numbers, and all but the 1 shows C zones. Especially look at that 3 has a 95%.
Yeah, I'm your man. But you got that strong get to the lead type here with a high enough C zone that it should be comfortable with the 8. If it can get to the front, let's look and see. Looking at race number 8, well, the 8 horse doesn't have to be on the lead. It's the EP type, so it can be on the lead or it can sit in that shotgun spot. Let's see what it looks like it's going to do. Well, it could get to the lead according to this, it does get the lead. It's about 9 points better than the 6. So that one with its typical early speed should be out on the front, perhaps all by itself. As the race comes to a close, Harleasy, that overlay that you mentioned, Terry, about a length and a half more late speed than everybody else, but one of the 2 trailers early on, the 6 horse, what we saw, that one should be involved too at the end. Raging is the horse with the top total pace. It's about 4 points clear of the 6. You get a pretty good drop off there, Terry. So maybe the 8 and 6 in an exacta box. What say you?
Okay, I like in this race the number 8, Raging. He won his last race. He has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 80% of the races in the horse's first race at a route, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. Then I like the 7, Shogun Be Fast. He ran second in his last race, and the distance won't be a problem if he can handle it. On the field, the 6 is my third choice. He has finished in the money in 4 out of the last 6 starts, winning one of those races, has a high percentage winning trainer. And then Atlantic Dancer, the 2, he has finished in the money 3 out of the last 4 starts, winning one of the races, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. No bets for me.
The 8 horse, that is a left arrow horse, should be on the lead with a big early speed advantage and a 3-point last race speed figure edge. Rousette, the 1 horse, second call for me. The second race after a layoff should look a lot like the first race after a layoff, and the last one was good enough, and this is a potential horse for the course. Raced at Churchill 3 times and brought home the trophy in 2 of them. On the field, the 6, a little better across the board with all of its race internals last out and drops in class today. And then the 7 horse, Shogun Be Fast, should be forward today. Did run a little bit faster fractions despite going longer last out. I'm going to do a $3 double, 1/8 over the 4/8 to spend some more of my money. Off the race number 9. That's next, Terry. Again, as you already alluded to, we're going to go to Aqueduct tomorrow. You're not going to want to miss that Aqueduct show. And to not miss it, Terry, what's the best way to go about it?
Well, you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the little bell so that you can be notified about it. And then also you need to copy the link, share it with everybody you know. Go to our social sites at Horse Race, the number 2 day at Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, and Threads, and give us a thumbs up and a like. That helps us out a lot. And then also keep those comments coming, such as Private Ross wants to know if Woodbine is a synthetic track. Yeah, Woodbine's main track is an all-weather synthetic surface called Tapeta, and the footing is comprised of carefully selected mixture of finest silica sand, wax, and fibers. So there you go.
Yeah, basically ground up tires. If you ever played like on a football field or a soccer field where they have the synthetic surfaces, it's just a bunch of like little rubber, I don't want to say pallet. It's like dust almost. They're really small and they get in your shoes. It's really annoying, to be honest with you. But that's pretty much what it is. And they have like underneath it, they have sand so that the ground doesn't get air pockets and stuff, and then stones. If you want to know more about that, we had on, I forget his name right now, but may still be the groundskeeper or like the track maintenance dude at Colonial Downs, where they have one of the best records of horses not getting injured. I know it's a turf course, but a lot of the turf and all weather stuff is similar. Go watch that show if you're interested in how setting up the track and making sure all of it works and the footing is there and all that kind of stuff. That was actually a very interesting show. The kind of degrees and stuff you got to get to go make that happen. Last race of the day, Terry. It's the longest one of the day, too.
Yeah, it is. It's a 1.125 claiming race, $16,000 claiming price. Purse $48,000. It's for 3-year-olds and upward.
So at $180, we go away from speed for the first time today. What you're going to find is closers do best. In fact, nobody has won wire to wire in the 8 races. The farther you are from the rail, the better off you are. Nobody has won from the rail yet in those 8 races. So Roman Centurion could struggle. Outside horses, Terry, speed not all that important in race number 9. But if speed does factor in, who's got it?
Well, everybody in there shows some kind of speed, but the 3 outside horses have the most speed. So, anyone's guess on those 3 are going to get there. So anyway, the 3 has an overlay from 7-2 to 10-1, and the 10 has an overlay from almost 6-1 to 8-1. All shows par plus, and they all show C zones.
Last time today, the race shape, well, speed doesn't win there, but with this race shape, it would have a good shot if you can get to the front and do so on comfortable fractions. The start of the race, well, Rocco Strong is the fastest. It's a closer. That makes it a left arrow horse. Its early pace should put him up front. Won't forget how to finish a race either. At the end of the race, business model, the 4 horse is your strongest closer, but boy, everyone's going to be 2-3 lengths off the lead. Got about a length and a half advantage, so might have to move a little bit more forward than usual today. Very competitive here for the top 5 spots. 3, 8, 4, 6, and 10. Terry, who are your 4 to end the show?
Well, I like the 6 Ember. He ran second in his last start, has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 21% of the races in the first race after claiming a horse, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. Then the 4 business models, my second choice, drops in class today, has the highest last speed rating. He also has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then Rocco Strong, the 8 is my third choice, drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 33% of the races when dropping a horse down 2+ classes. The 10, my long shot category 10, he finished in second in his last start as a favorite, but his trainer wins 21% of the races when he brings back a beaten favorite to race again, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. No additional bets as I'm out of money.
So I'm going to start with the 8 horse. That left arrow action right there should be towards the front. Doesn't need the front. Definitely been facing much tougher horses so far. Business model, ran the top last race, speed figure, drops in class, does have a maintenance workout between races, so should remain sharp. Icarus, the 3 horse, a little bit of a price horse in here. Going to run at the lowest level that it has in its last 10 races and making the 3rd start after a layoff. Was a flip of the dice or a flip of the coin for me between the 6 and the 10. 6 horses, trainer solid off the claim. First race so far at Churchill Downs. Again, another case where the horses' workouts really had not been all that is how I described them. And Mike Smith just continues to ring in my head. How they train at Churchill is how they run at Churchill. That's it for our picks for today. Again, tomorrow we're going to do Aqueduct. When the show is over, head on over to horseracingtoday.net. On the homepage, you will see in just a few minutes, right there. Click on the link. It'll take you to our picks, a replay of the show. You'll find all of that there. And while you're there, click on the HRT gear. Get yourself some Horse Racing Today gear for 15% less than you would have paid for it yesterday. So that means you'll look 30% better by saving some money in there, Mr. Terry.
Mm-hmm.
Our full picks for today look like this. I got to press the right button. The 1 horse took home the trophy in the first prize. The 3 horse, the 4th out of 4 in the second race. So looks like just play the 4th pick all the way down today. That might be the way to find winners. Who knows? But here's what we see for the rest of the day. Terry, go ahead. What are you going to say?
I just was agreeing with you. So
yeah, you never know. Some days are like that. Any final thoughts from you before we get out of here and go to work and get ready for New York?
Oh, yeah. Just have a great day and be safe. Give your loved ones a hug and a kiss. And if you're playing the horses, I hope you're doing well. If you're not doing that, whatever else you're doing, I hope you do well this as well. Have a great time, and I'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Yeah, indeed. Again, when the show's over in YouTube, you'll find a link in the see more part of the description. We will timestamp every single race. But till we get back together again tomorrow, no matter what you're chasing today, we certainly hope you win that race with God's blessing, God's favor, and it ends up in
the winner's circle.
Yes, we'll see you tomorrow for Hump Day with no, that's today. For Terrific Terry Thursday. Take care.